If your business is stuck at the same revenue level month after month, there is a 90% chance it's because of one of these 5 specific bottlenecks. I'm Dr. Suleiman Ijani. A few years ago, I was burnout, trying to provide for my family across continent while staying present as a family and building something meaningful. That is when I created the DSMP, Dadpuzzles SCALE Mastery Project. This is a system for parentpreneurs like me who refuse to choose between business success and family presence. This framework is changing lives, is starting a movement, and has aligned my mission with my message. If you're a purpose-driven parent, you're not alone. This is the path forward and you're invited to walk it with us. Here's what's different about today's video. I am not just going to tell you what is wrong. I am going to give you the exact framework I use with my clients who have gone from struggling to multiple 7 figures. I am going to share the $1 million mistake at the end that almost destroyed everything. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. This is the kind of content that most consultants charge thousands for, but I believe every entrepreneur deserves access to strategies that actually work. So if you're ready to finally scale your business, let's dive in. Let me start with the most common scaling killer I see. You are confusing activity with results in your lead generation. I'm guilty of this for months. I've been waking up at 5 a.m., post motivational content across 3 platforms, engaging with hundreds of comments. Nothing was working. If you had asked me how many leads did I generate, those qualified leads, 0. I was busy being busy. Now, here's the difference. The activity is posting 3 times a day on Instagram. Results is having qualified prospects book discovery calls with you. According to HubSpot's 2024 States of Marketing report, companies that prioritize lead generation, they are 13 times more likely to see positive ROI. But here's what most people get wrong. They focus on vanity metrics like followers and likes instead of the conversion metric. Here's the exact step-by-step system I now use to track what is actually matters. You set up your lead tracking spreadsheet. This is step number 1. You do the column A, date. Column B, lead source. Is it from LinkedIn, Instagram, or referral? Column C, the lead quality. Are they hot, warm, or cold? And column D is the discovery call. Is it booked or not? And column E, you talk about the result of this. Was it conversion? Yes or no? Step number 2, you define what counts as a qualified lead. You write down your ideal client criteria. For me, a parentpreneur is with existing business, currently make some revenue, but they're still struggling working, with the work-life balance. If they don't fit all 3, they're not going to be in my spreadsheet. Now, step number 3 is creating one lead magnet that solves a specific problem. Don't create 5 different guides. Just pick one problem that your ideal client loses sleep over. For parentpreneurs, it's usually how do I scale my business without missing my kids' bedtime or the soccer game. You create a simple PDF checklist or a video series that solves this specific problem. Step number 4, you set up your follow-up sequence. Day 1, you send the lead magnet immediately. Day 3, you share your personal story about why you created it. Day 7, you provide a case study or success story. Day 14, you make a soft offer for the discovery call. The businesses that scale rapidly, they have predictable lead generation systems. They know exactly how many leads they need to generate to hit their goals, and they track every single one of them. Now, even if you're generating leads, reason number 2 will kill your conversion rate. Your value proposition sounds like everyone else's. I learned this the hard way. For months, my bio will read, I help entrepreneurs grow their business. It's very generic, forgettable. I watched potential clients actually scroll past me to competitors who clearly articulated their unique value. Here's what Harvard Business Review found. Companies with strong value propositions, they grow their revenues 2.5 times faster than those with weak ones. Most entrepreneurs make this critical mistake. They talk about what they do instead of the specific transformation they deliver. Now, here's what exactly the so what framework I use with all my clients. Step 1, we write down your current value proposition. Don't overthink it. Just write what you currently tell people you're doing. Step number 2, you apply the so what test. You read the value proposition out loud and then you ask what next, so that what? Now, if you cannot immediately answer that with a specific measurable benefit, you need to go deeper. Step number 3 is following the transformation formula. I help specific type of person achieve specific outcome using the specific method so that they can have a specific benefit. Step number 4 is test and refine. For me, I help entrepreneurs grow their businesses. That was before. After refining it is I help entrepreneurs build scalable business systems that work even when there at the kids' soccer game, so they can double their impact without doubling. Now, step number 5 is validating with the real people. You have to send this value proposition to 5 past clients. You ask them, does this accurately describe the transformation that you have experienced? Their feedback will tell you if you are on the right track. Now, step number 6 is make it the first thing people see. You have to update your bio, your website header, your LinkedIn headline. Make sure that the first thing people read clearly communicates the specific value you deliver. You see the difference? The second version is more specific, outcome focused, and immediately tells the prospect exactly what transformation they can expect. Now, here's what most entrepreneurs hit their first major scaling wall. You are the bottleneck in your own business. This was my reality for 2 painful years. I would work until 2 a.m. creating client proposals, then wake up at 5 a.m. to handle customer service emails before my kids get up. Now, every decision, every client call, every approval had to go through me. I was drowning in my own success, and my family was paying the price. Michael Garber nailed this in the E-Myth Revisited. Most businesses, they fail because they are built around the owner, not around the systems. Now, according to the Small Business Administration, businesses with documented processes, they are 50 times more likely to scale successfully. Now, here's the brutal truth. If your business cannot run without you for 2 weeks, you don't have a business, my friend. You have an expensive job. Now, here's the exact 4-step system that I use to break free. Step number 1. 1 week, you document everything that you're doing, all the tasks that you're doing on that week. You use a simple note-taking app with a timestamp, okay? You don't judge, you just document. By the end of the week, you'll have a clear picture of where your time actually goes. Step number 2 is the 80-20 analysis. Look at your documented tasks and circle the 20% that generate 80% of your results. These are your genius zone activities. Everything else should be systematized and delegated. Step number 3, create standard operating procedures. Pick the tasks you do most frequently that is not your genius zone. Open the Google Doc and write out every single step as if you're training a smart 16-year-old to do it perfectly. For example, my client onboarding SOPs include minute 1 through 5, you send email, welcome email with a calendar link. Minute 6 through 10, create client folder in the Google Drive with specific naming convention. Minute 11 through 15, you add client to the CRM with tags and pipeline stage. Minute 16 through 20, you schedule automatic follow-up sequence. Step 4, delegation framework. Now, you start with the low-risk task. You give your new team member the SOP, have them complete the task, but then you review it together. Don't expect perfection immediately, just expect improvement over time. The breakthrough moment came when I realized my job was not to do everything perfectly, but to create systems that work consistently without me. Now, you start here. You pick one task that you do repeatedly this week, and now you document every single step. Then find someone to train on it. That, my friend, is your first step toward freedom. Now, here is where psychology made profit, and most entrepreneurs lose this battle in their own minds. You are pricing for your survival instead of scaling. Now, I'll never forget the moment I realized I was sabotaging myself. A potential client asked me about my pricing, and I immediately started explaining why I was reasonable and how I could work within their budget. I was negotiating against myself before they even objected. That is when I knew my pricing psychology was broken. And this is psychological warfare. And most entrepreneurs lose this battle before they even start. You have a scenario A. Many clients, they pay less, cheap price, right? What happened? You have constant customer service, fulfillment stress, and burnout. And you have another scenario B. They have less clients, but they charge more. Guess what happened? They have deeper relationships, better results, and sustainable growth. Now, they have the same overall business health, but dramatically different lifestyle and stress levels. Now, here's my exact 5-step premium pricing framework. Step 1, you value audit, okay? You do this value audit list where you're listing every single outcome your client is getting from working with you. Don't just think about the direct deliverables. Think about the secondary benefit. For example, when I help parent entrepreneurs create systems, they don't just get organized, they get their evenings back with their families. Step number 2, the 10x value test. Now, for each outcome, you estimate the financial or emotional value to your client. If someone gets 20 extra hours per month with their family, what is that worth? If they avoid burnout, what is that worth? Your price should be roughly 10% of the total value you provide. Now, my friend, step number 3, the confidence building exercise. I want you to write down 3 detailed case studies of client transformations. Read them aloud to yourself. This is not about ego, it's about evidence. You need to internalize the value you provide before you can confidently price. Step number 4, the premium positioning statement. Now, instead of competing on price, compete on outcomes. Practice saying, my programs are designed for clients who want exceptional results and are willing to invest accordingly. The investment reflects the level of attention and outcomes you will receive. Now, step number 5, the price increase protocol. Don't just jump from low to high overnight. I want you to increase your prices by 25% for your new client. You have to track the close rate. Now, if your close rate stays the same or improves, you have to increase another 25% in 60 days. You keep testing this until you find the sweet spot. Real example from my journey, my friends. When I shifted my positioning from affordable business coaching to premium transformation for parent entrepreneurs, my close rate actually improved because I attracted clients who value results over price. Your action step, my friend, I want you to look at your current pricing. Can you confidently say your client, they get substantial value compared to what they invest? If not, either increase your value delivery or increase your confidence in your work. Now, finally, reason number 5. This almost killed my business. You are chasing every shiny object out there, my friend. Every opportunity instead of mastering one revenue stream. This was the most painful lesson of my entrepreneur journey I had, because I used to have a book project, affiliate marketer book project right there, affiliate marketing strategy, podcast plan, and coaching program, all happening simultaneously. I felt like I was making progress everywhere, but succeeding nowhere. My wife would find me working around 11 p.m. on just one more project, and I will justify it by saying I was diversifying my income streams. The truth, I was afraid to bet everything on one thing and potentially fail. Jim Collins calls this the curse of competing in a good to great book. When you are good at multiple things, you think you should do multiple things, but scaling requires brutal focus. Warren Buffett's 25 rule is perfect one here. You write down your top 25 business priorities. You circle the top 5, and then you avoid the 20 at all costs. Those, they're not just unimportant, they are dangerous because they steal your focus from what actually moves the needle. My painful lesson was, until December 2024, I was trying to do everything, but I had no reliance from either of these projects because I was spreading myself too thin. The moment I met my coach and focused on one core offer, everything changed. We went from scattered effort to systematic scaling. Here's my exact 6-step focus framework. Step number 1 is the revenue reality check. I want you to list business activities you're currently pursuing. Next to each one, you write the actual revenue it generated last month, not projected revenue or potential revenue. This is the actual money in the bank. Step number 2, I want you to do the energy audit. You gotta rate each activity from 1 to 10 based on the energy you feel, how energized you feel when you're doing it. The ones that are scoring 8 and above, those are your zone of genius. Everything else is draining your entrepreneurial battery. Now, step number 3, now this is the one thing, you have to look at the list, step 1 and 2 before, and circle the activity that has both the highest revenue and also the highest energy score. This is your one thing. Everything else goes into the not now list. Now, step number 4 is the 90-day sprint. You have to commit and focus only on your one thing for 90 days. Put all other projects on hold. This is not permanent, it's just strategic. You can revisit other opportunities after you have mastered your core offer. Now, step number 5, the distraction protocol. When new opportunities arise, and they will definitely be arising, you have to write them down in the future projects document. Don't ignore them, but don't act on them either. Review this list after your 90-day sprint. Now, step number 6, this is the success metric. You have to define exactly what mastery looks for your one thing. For me, it was having a systematic process that could generate consistent results without my constant involvement. You have to set clear milestones so you know when you have truly mastered your core offer. The breakthrough came when I realized that saying no to good opportunities creates space for great, and every yes to a distraction is a no to your main goal. Your challenge, my friend, I want you to write everything you're currently trying to do, and you circle thing that generates the most revenue and energize you the most. Everything else goes on pause for the next 90 days. Remember, you can do anything, but you cannot do everything. The businesses that scale choose every battle wisely and fight them with everything they've got. Now, I promise I will be sharing the mistake that cost our clients millions, and this might surprise you. The biggest mistake is not in any of the 5 mistakes that are, reasons that I've shared. It is thinking that knowing these problems is enough to solve them. But here's the truth. Information without implementation is just entertainment. I've seen entrepreneurs who know everything about scaling, but their businesses are still stuck because they're never actually doing the work. The clients who transform their businesses, they don't just consume content, they implement systems. They don't just learn about the value proposition, they rewrite theirs and test it in the market. They don't just understand pricing psychology, they raise their price and track the result. The implementation framework, my friends. So I want you to choose one problem from today's talk and set the 30-day implementation goal and adjust based on the result, not the feelings. And also, this $1 million mistake is perfectionism disguised as learning. So you have to stop consuming, start implementing. Look, I could have kept these strategies to myself, and continue using them only with my private clients, but I believe every parent entrepreneur deserves access to strategies that actually work, strategies that will let you build something meaningful without sacrificing what matters most. Now, here's what I need you to do right now. Choose one of these five reasons that is holding your business back. I want you to comment below and tell me which one you're going to tackle first. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you found any value in this video, please hit the like button or share to your friends. It helps more parent entrepreneurs discover this content. And honestly, it helps me know what kind of content serves you best. Remember, your business will scale. Not hopefully, will scale if you fix these foundational issues. The question is not whether scaling is possible. The question is, are you ready to stop learning and start implementing?